Hi guys, how are you guys doing? I hope all of you guys are doing well. Thank you guys so much for the loves, positivity, for even subscribing to this channel. I really love you guys, and I do appreciate you people. And for the new members who are currently coming in, welcome to this channel, welcome to this family. One, the story time. This happened back. I don't want to give the exact direction or where I was, but this happened. Okay, throughout my life when I was growing, I've always been staying with different people, and yeah, some of them are very close to me, and yeah, so there's this time where like this certain age where when I was growing up, I stayed with some people. Let me name them. I stayed with Apple, and also Apple had a sister called, now what can we call this sister? This sister, let's call her what now? Now. Okay, Apple's sister, let's call Apple's sister Box. Yeah. So I was with Apple, and obviously after some time Box came to like visit and so on. Little did I know it was going to be more of like a permanent stay and so on like that. But in the beginning time, I was very excited. I was happy to meet Box and get to know more about Box. But little did I know Box is this kind of a person who is very, I don't know, there's something I wouldn't know if it's a disorder or if it's so, I really don't understand. But I remember we were there, and every little thing that would happen, even though it's not me or someone else did it, but all the blame was being pushed to me. And obviously, who was pushing the blames to me? It's obviously Box. I can be out of the house, I come back, and I'm being blamed for something that happened like 5 minutes when I was outside. So even though I tried to explain myself, I'm like, no, it wasn't me, and I didn't necessarily, I wasn't here, I don't know how it happened. I'm like, stop lying. You always do things like this, and at the end of the day, you want to blame it on someone, which is completely wrong. So I'll always just keep quiet. I'll let them blame me, and I'll do as they say, because I'm this kind of a person who doesn't really want trouble. Yeah, so I'll just listen to them, and I'll do what they really want me to do. So it kept on going on for a while until it even really affected me mentally, because I'm this kind of a person who always keeps quiet. We can be in an environment whereby maybe I did something or I did not do something, and even though someone blames it on me, I just tend to like take the blame. And yeah, I'll just, even though they blame me or not, even though they're yelling at me, I can't just say no, it wasn't me. Because the more I keep on saying that, people tend to say that I'm a rebellious child, and I like talking back to elders. So they're like, traditionally when an elder is talking to you, just keep quiet and listen and obey what they say, even though it's true or false. So I used to listen and just ignore, no matter how bad things would be, or even though how much I'll be shouted at and called all sorts of names, I'll just keep quiet and I'll ignore it. So it went on for some time, and I remember the more I get yelled at, the more negative things are said to me. There's that anger that I kept inside me. So the more Box would do something like that, like call me a nobody, call me like a failure, call me all sorts of things, all that anger, I'll just take it in and keep it inside me. I won't talk back, I won't react. Whenever she's talking to me, I'll just look at her, listen to what she's saying. At the end of the day, when she's done talking, I head my way. So it really went on for some time until I remember I had enough, and I really didn't want to like talk back, or I don't know, I just didn't want to have a fight with her. I want nothing to do with her. Because remember, it went on for like more than 3 months, and each and every single day it's the same thing that is being told over and over and over again. And I remember that time, I think I was done with high school. If it's not high school, I was also in college as well. Between those two times, whereby I remember I was being told that when I was your age, I used to be working. By that time, I was out of my parents' house, I was working, I was even the one paying their rent. So in my mind, I was like, that is you and this is me. Whatever happened to you might not necessarily happen to me. That was you then, and this is me now. There's no way you can force me to go get a job at the moment, and you know how the situation is. I have school, and there's so much I'm trying to deal with. But still they'll be like, no, make a CV, go out, look for a job, you're supposed to be paying your own tuition. I'm like, yes, I know, that's what people see, and like by the time you're 18 and above, you're supposed to be hustling out there and paying your tuition, which is true. But sometimes not everyone is that lucky to like really get a job and start working on their own and paying the tuition. So things do happen slowly, and each and everyone's time will come. So it kept on going for some time. So every time I would see her, I just know Box is going to say this and this, like I'm rebellious, I'm someone who doesn't want to listen, and so on. So remember, I stayed with this those of Apple, right? So when I was staying with those of Apple, there's this thing whereby, like me, I remember Box also moved in with me. We were sharing the same room and everything. So whenever I would wake up, make my bed, and do things for myself, I like a neat bed and a neat wardrobe and so on. So whenever I would do that, I remember I was told that, why are you being selfish? And then I was like, why are you saying that I'm being selfish? So like, why are you being selfish? The things that you're doing for yourself, why don't you also do it for the others? Like the way you're cleaning up after your room, making your bed, you should also be doing the same thing for the other people, those of Apple and the rest, including her as well. So I was like, in my mind, I was like, first of all, I'm not sharing a bed with you. But I was just saying it in my head. I'm like, first of all, I'm not sharing a bed with you, so how am I supposed, you're the one who, it's your mess, so why should I come and clean up after you? So I ignored. I kept on, okay, I helped for some time, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, why am I even bothering myself? At the end of the day, when you do something like that, no one really appreciates what you're doing, and so on. So I just let it go. I continued doing my own things, and I'll still be getting the same thing. You are very selfish. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. If they're calling me selfish, so be it. Because me, I'm doing things that I like, and at least me, I have peace of mind when I come back and I find a very organized room. That is what I really want. So she was like, no, that is called having a bad heart. It's supposed to be like working hard, try and impress this family and so on. I'm like, why am I impressing this family? Am I supposed to go out of my way and basically act like the maid so that they can appreciate me? So it went on for some time. She would tell me the same things and I would ignore. Obviously, I would listen and then just do my own things the way I want them to be done. So I kept on going, and remember, each and every day I'm getting the same lecture over and over. You should be, you're rebellious, you're like this, you're very stubborn, you're hard-headed. So I was just like, okay, fine, because it kept on going for some time, and I was also getting pissed because why only me? Why me of all from the entire house? Why only choose one person? Is it because I'm a very quiet person and I don't really talk back? So it really, really kept me going, and really kept me just keeping quiet. I really didn't want anything to do with her at that moment, and I just continued doing my own things. Yeah. So I remember one day, I don't know, because I was just being hard-headed and so on, like just doing things that I want them to be done, and also do the chores, the daily house chores, like how I was told to be doing them, as helping the house up as well. So it went on for some time, and I remember until one day she told me that, Bella, you do not belong here, you are not part of them. I was like, what do you mean? Like in my mind I was like, what do you mean I'm not part of them? So I remember the day I was told that I'm not part of them, and I that really just broke my heart, because these are people I considered family, and so why say that I'm not part of my family? So she kept on telling me how I'm not part of them, and I should not be acting like them. I should just, the way she wanted me to act was basically just being the maid. So I think that was the perspective of her, of me. She just wanted me to be a maid, just doing things, serving them, cleaning after them. And I think that was the image that she wanted me to, like, okay, that was someone that she wanted me to be. So just like, of all people, Box is now telling me that I do not belong here and I'm not part of this family. So it's like, really, how does that work? Because these are people I've known my entire, I don't know, for a long period of time. So why is Box now getting in and saying this and that? So it really, really broke my heart, and but I still held my head high, and I continued with the other things, and I was also positive. Yeah. So with all that, thank you guys for listening to this part one of the story, and I'll do continuation in the next video. I'll do a part 2 of the same story in the next video. So bye guys.